What is going on, YouTube? I am Lamont at large. Today I am in San Antonio, Texas to ask one question. Who is responsible for the disappearance of Julie Mott's corpse? It was a very sad time for the Mott family in the summer of 2015. Their daughter, 25-year-old Julie Mott, was very, very sick with a disease called cystic fibrosis, or CF for short. CF is a disease where it attacks the cells that make digestive juices, sweat, mucus. So instead of these liquids being thin and slippery, kind of like a lubricant, if you will, it produces like some form of like a thick white substance. It attacks the passageways and the airways and the lining in your lungs, and it also attacks your pancreas. Now, there is a drug available that I was reading online that has helped quite a few people that have CF try to live a productive and normal life. Unfortunately, that drug was not available to Julie Mott at the time, and she very sadly passed away on August 8th of 2015. So Tim Mott, the father of Julie, had contracted Mission Park Funeral Services to conduct his daughter's funeral. He paid them $7,500 to have the funeral at their chapel, to have a viewing, and then follow it up with a cremation and then the urn that the cremains go in. So on August the 15th, which would have been Julie Mott's 26th birthday, she was having a funeral. So they're at this place right here, which is right ahead of you, about 500 yards away. Now, at this funeral was Julie Mott's family members and friends of hers. And there was also one man named Bill Wilburn, who everybody had their eye on. And that's because Bill Wilburn is Julie's ex-boyfriend. At the time that she died, they had been separated for about 2 years. I'm not sure how many years they dated, but he was at the funeral. And of course, like, you know, any couple, they've had their problems and this and that. They have the viewing, and then the funeral is over, and everybody leaves to go home or what have you. Now, this funeral home, they close at around 4:30 p.m. So her body was left in a casket in a hallway to be prepared for pickup by the crematory to conduct a cremation, and then they would deliver the ashes to the family. So the following day, the person or persons responsible for picking up the body, they deactivate the alarm code, they go into the hallway, and they go into where the casket is. And when they open it, there's no body, there's no Julie. Immediately, they contacted the owner of this establishment, a man by the name of Robert Tips, who him and his wife, Kristen Tips, own this place. They also own several other businesses. They came down, and maybe they were thinking there's no body, maybe it got mixed up. Usually sometimes things like this unfortunately happen. And they're looking all around this place. They're calling their other businesses, the other crematories. There's no sighting of Julie's body. So they tell the family that there's possibly been a mix-up and that Julie's remains are missing. So finally the police are called, and they start conducting an investigation here. And they're looking at the surveillance video of the funeral before, during, and after. Now, they're looking at the tape, and they're noticing that Bill Wilburn is hanging around the funeral after everybody's gone. So you would think, okay, ex-boyfriend maybe has some issues. They had a tumultuous ending to their relationship, and he's acting weird, sticking around the funeral after everybody has left, because he wants some alone time with his ex-girlfriend. And there's nothing on the video of him stealing her body. And from what I've read online, there's no video, or there was no camera in that section of the building where Julie Mott's body was left. The owner of this place, he put out a $20,000 reward for information leading to the to the whereabouts of Julie's remains. Now it's been over 8 years now, and still has not been close to 8 years now, and her remains have still not come up. Now, again, I believe that the police do suspect Bill Wilburn of stealing her remains, but there was no camera evidence of anything like that happened. This place was also, by happen chance, sued a couple months before Julie's funeral by a family of a woman by the name of Beatrice Garza, who they had accidentally switched bodies. So when they were having the funeral, when they opened the casket for the viewing, that wasn't Beatrice, that was another woman. And after the fact, another man by the name of Jose Garza, same thing happened to him. They were having the viewing, they opened the casket, and it's a different man dressed in their loved ones' clothes and jewelry. Now, another thing that people might want to know is that they were, I guess you would want to say, kind of shocked that this place doesn't do their own cremations, because I guess the family member assumed that the crematory here was in the back. But no, a lot of times places like this, funeral homes, they contract with other people, like, people that have crematories. So they contracted with a company called Buyer and Beidel, and that was who was supposed to pick up the remains and transport them for the cremation. Now, this side of the building, this is where the chapel is. So I'm assuming that whoever stole the body, see, you got the cameras right there. So whoever stole Julie Mott's body, more than likely probably came through one of these doors right here. And like I said, to this day, so you got this hearse right here, something like this would go and pick up her body. But like I said, there was nothing to pick up, and it would have been one of these doors right here where it happened. So the family, they sue the Tips, the owners of this place, and they were awarded $8 million. Like, now I don't know if they're actually going to collect the $8 million, but coincidentally enough, Julie Mott's father, Tim Mott, he once worked for the owner of this place as a private pilot. So what I don't understand is, and I'm just saying this out loud, how could you charge your former employee $7,500 to do, because that's pretty pricey. I mean, maybe they got like a really nice urn for her, because those can go for several $1,000s. But I was a little surprised about the price of it, but it's very, very expensive. The funeral industry is a very, very big business. So it could have even been that door. See that van right there? They're probably either waiting to pick up a body or drop off a body or what have you. So it was one of these doors where the person or persons responsible for her, for the theft of her body came through. And I know we all kind of want to believe that the boyfriend has something to do with this, but the boyfriend was obsessively calling this place and calling the Mott's family members, seeing what happened to her remains. And I believe the following year, in June of 2016, her ex-boyfriend came here, like, looking around this place, maybe trying to find her body or something like that, and they called the police on him, and he ended up getting arrested and served a couple days in jail. So if he would have stole the body, why would he be obsessively calling the Mott family, calling this place? There's phone records of Bill Wilburn, calling this place 200 times in one day. So I don't know what to make of this story. I don't know if they accidentally cremated her and mixed her up with somebody else's ashes. I have no idea. but there definitely was a tampering of the casket, because when they were looking at it, the hinges of the casket were broken. So somebody that doesn't know how to open a casket pried it open. Unfortunately, there is only evidence that would point the finger at Bill Wilburn is that after the funeral, there is footage of him like walking and looking around. So whoever took her body did it between the hours of 1:30 p.m. and 4:30 p.m. when the funeral home was locked up. Just a very, very weird story. Well, I hope the family gets some kind of resolution other than the money in this case. And, you figure it's almost 8 years since it happened. What do you do with a corpse if you do steal it and you've had it for years? I guess you would have to bury her. Maybe he wanted to give her his own private funeral. I don't know. Very weird story. Okay, guys, I'm Lamont. I'm out of here. I'll catch up with you on the next vlog. Be good, y'all. Peace out.